Getting places is an everyday part of life. In fact, without this ability, our lives may be very limited. In many cases, this means getting a driver's license so you're able to drive. When you first learned to drive, you were taught many safety techniques. By now, most of these have become so natural that you rarely even think about them. You just do them. As part of your job, you may either be driving people from place to place or assisting them when they use public transportation. In either case, you are responsible for ensuring their safety. This may mean practicing good driving techniques, assisting people into or out of vehicles, or helping secure seatbelts or wheelchair tie-downs. The vehicles you drive at work may vary. Some of this will be dictated by the support needs of the people you work with. If the person uses a wheelchair, they may need a vehicle that is equipped with a lift. In some cases, the vehicle will be a car with no special modifications or equipment. However, some types of vehicles have specific safety concerns associated with them. In either case, vehicle and passenger safety rules apply. Did you know your responsibilities begin before you even enter the vehicle? Before you go anywhere, you should always do a safety check. This check should include the outside and inside of the vehicle, as well as the surroundings. By doing this, you help to ensure the safety of everyone using the vehicle. It also allows you to document any damage that may have occurred prior to you assuming responsibility for the vehicle. Your agency may have a checklist for you to use when conducting this inspection. A good pre-trip inspection will include checking for any external damage, checking the area for any obstructions, checking the tires for proper inflation and tread wear, checking windshield washer fluid levels, ensuring wipers are in good repair. Lights on the back of the vehicle are going on and off, checking all lights, adjusting mirrors, adjusting the driver's seat, securing loose items, checking the horn, testing the brakes. Now that you have inspected the vehicle, it is time to get on the road. Road conditions play a large role in driving safely. It's a good idea to check the weather reports before leaving. Although driving on roads that have snow, ice, or water on them cannot always be avoided, whenever possible, consider delaying your trip if road conditions are not good. When you do need to drive on snowy or icy roads, follow these safety tips from the National Safety Council. Decrease your speed and leave yourself plenty of room to stop. You should allow at least 3 times more space than usual between you and the car in front of you. Brake gently to avoid skidding. If your wheels start to lock up, ease off of the brake. Turn on your lights to increase your visibility to other motorists. Keep your lights and windshield clean. Use low gears to keep traction, especially on hills. Don't use cruise control or overdrive on icy roads. Be especially careful on bridges, overpasses, and infrequently traveled roads, which will freeze first. Even at temperatures above freezing, if the conditions are wet, you might encounter ice on shady areas or on exposed roadways like bridges. Don't pass snowplows or sanding trucks. The drivers have limited visibility, and you're likely to find the road in front of them worse than the road behind. Don't assume your vehicle can handle all conditions. Even four-wheel and front-wheel drive vehicles can encounter trouble on winter roads. Winter roads aren't the only ones that can cause potential problems. Wet roads also present dangers. In the first few minutes of rain, the oils on the road, mixed with the rainwater, make roads especially slick. The National Safety Council also has some helpful tips for driving on wet roads. You can prevent skids by driving slowly and carefully, especially on curves. Steer and brake with a light touch. When you need to stop or slow down, do not brake hard or lock the wheels and risk a skid. Maintain a mid-pressure on the brake pedal. If you do find yourself in a skid, remain calm. Ease your foot off the gas and carefully steer in the direction you want the front of the car to go. You must be prepared to turn the steering wheel again and again until the front of the vehicle is traveling in a straight line. For cars without anti-lock brakes, avoid using the brakes. If your car has anti-lock brakes, brake firmly as you steer into the skid. In addition, hydroplaning can happen in the rain. Hydroplaning occurs when your tires lose contact with the road and rise up onto the water. Slow down when the roads are wet and stay away from puddles. Try to drive in the tire tracks left by the cars in front of you. Avoid hydroplaning by keeping your tires inflated correctly. Maintain good tire tread. Don't put off replacing worn tires. If you are hydroplaning, do not brake or turn suddenly. This could throw your car into a skid. Ease your foot off the gas until the car slows and you can feel the road again. If you need to brake, do it gently with a light pumping action. If your car has anti-lock brakes, then brake normally. Your best option is to adjust your speed to the wet road conditions to avoid having to use any of these measures. Another common danger on your trip is road obstructions, such as animals who run out in front of you, road construction, debris in the road, pedestrians, and bicyclists. In all of these situations, you need to be aware of what is going on around you. Watch ahead of you and scan the area around you. Be aware of warning signs in areas animals are prone to cross. If you see the reflection of an animal's eyes, slow down, as well as signs indicating upcoming construction zones. Pedestrians and bicyclists who wear light clothing or have reflectors on them help you to see them better. Even if they are not using these safety precautions, you need to be watching out for them. In general, being more alert to what is going on around you will help you avoid collisions. Traffic controls of all types need to be followed. This includes traffic signals, signs, pavement markings, and traffic control people. Do not drive in lanes designated for other purposes, such as bike lanes or bus lanes. If the directions from law enforcement, highway personnel, or crossing guards contradict traffic lights or signals, obey the person directing you rather than the signs. Some people you support may require permits for accessible parking. These permits, often referred to as handicap or disabled parking permits, are given to people who use ambulation devices or have other less obvious needs, such as cardiac conditions. A doctor must certify the person's need in order to obtain the permit. It is to be used only when the person to whom it was issued is present. The permit is either a tag to hang in the car or a special license plate. When parking in an accessible parking spot, place the permit on the rearview mirror. If you are using a vehicle with a wheelchair lift, choose a parking spot that accommodates the lift. Remember, you are not to use the permit or park in an accessible parking space unless the person to whom the permit belongs is in the vehicle. Don't forget speed limits must be followed at all times. You may drive slower than posted limits, but you should not exceed them. Even if you have perfect preparation and ideal road conditions, accidents can still happen. In fact, most of them happen because of factors affecting the driver. As the driver, you are responsible for being alert to all aspects of driver's safety. Your first responsibility is to ensure that all passengers are wearing seat belts. If your passenger is using a wheelchair, secure it properly. Your primary responsibility is the safe operation of the vehicle. Your focus should be on the road and what is going on around you. Keep your eyes on the road and the surrounding area. Driver distractions can cause vehicle crashes and near crashes. Cell phones, MP3 players, radios, and GPS devices can be a distraction when driving. It is a good rule to never use your phone when driving. This includes texting, searching on the web, or a variety of other tasks. In fact, some states have laws limiting the use of phones by drivers, and your agency policies may have rules as well. You need to know the laws of your state and your agency policies and follow them. The best practice is to pull over before using a phone. Surfing for a radio station, blaring music, or adjusting the volume can be very distracting. This can put you and the people riding with you in danger. The use of an MP3 player while driving can be another distraction that can keep your eyes off of the road. Another rule of thumb is to never wear headphones while driving. You can't hear what is going on around you, such as a warning horn, if you have headphones on. While GPS devices are a great tool for finding unfamiliar locations, they can also be distracting. Put your destination into the GPS before starting to move. If the directions from the GPS violate posted signs, follow the signs, not the GPS. Have the GPS in a location where it's easy to glance at without taking your eyes off of the road. Some states have specific rules regarding where a GPS can be located. It's your responsibility to know the laws where you are driving. The passengers in your vehicle are also a potential distraction. Simply conversing with the people in your car distracts you from fully focusing on the road. Remember, your first priority is your driving. Sometimes distractions occur that require your full attention. This could include medical or behavioral emergencies. Pull over to a safe location before attempting to assist with the situation. If there is the potential that people will get out of the vehicle and into traffic, leave the roadway and find a safe location before stopping. Never attempt to handle the situation without coming to a complete stop in a safe location. Traffic and what is going on in a specific location can be very distracting. Just think about how often traffic gets delayed simply because people are slowing down to look at an accident scene. Be alert to changing traffic patterns and what other drivers around you are doing. If you see a potential problem, slow down and be ready to stop if necessary. Construction zones present additional concerns. Be alert to signs about lane changes or closings, as well as speed zones. In addition, construction workers and equipment may be present. Slow down and move over whenever possible to avoid coming in contact with stopped vehicles or road workers. Having a safety zone around your car at all times will allow you to react better to situations that develop. When road conditions are ideal, keep at least 2 seconds between you and the vehicle in front of you. It's easy to check for this distance. As the vehicle in front of you passes a stationary point, begin counting to 2. If you arrive at the same point before you have finished counting, you are too close. Slow down and check your distance again. Keep in mind that if you are going faster, your distance between vehicles will be greater. This allows for the additional time it takes the vehicle to stop. Also, if roads are slippery or wet, you need to increase the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Remember to never tailgate when driving. When you tailgate, you are unable to stop safely if the driver in front of you comes to a sudden stop. Many accidents happen when a person is backing up. It's important to be aware of any potential obstacles before backing. Remember, checking for obstacles was part of the vehicle inspection. Check again carefully before you back, as other obstacles may have developed. Be aware of things that are around and beside you before moving the vehicle. Driving skills are impacted when the driver is tired. Driving when you are tired can be just as dangerous as drinking and driving. You are especially prone to fatigue on long drives. If you are experiencing back tension, burning eyes, shallow breathing, inattentiveness, staring straight ahead, eyes closing slowly, or erratic driving, such as drifting out of your lane or missing a traffic signal, you are experiencing signs of fatigue, and it may be dangerous to be behind the wheel. If these are happening, pull over and don't continue driving until you are more alert. To help you prevent fatigue, get a normal night's sleep, especially if you will be having a long drive the next day. Don't leave on a trip if you are already tired. Avoid medications that cause you to be tired. Eat lightly. Eating big meals can make you tired. Take breaks. Getting out, walking around, and getting fresh air can help you stay alert. Try to avoid night driving when you would normally be sleeping, as your body thinks it is time to sleep. Let someone else drive if possible. It's easy to let your emotions get in the way of good driving. Let's face it, sometimes other drivers can be annoying, especially if you are in a hurry to get somewhere and they are in your way. But you are responsible to keep your reactions in check. and not respond in a way that is often referred to as road rage. If you recognize your driving responses in these statements, you might be considered an aggressive driver who has road rage concerns. I tailgate slower drivers. I gesture toward other drivers in anger. I honk long and hard at drivers. I speed up to keep people from passing me. I change lanes quickly to get around other drivers. I yell at other drivers. Think before you respond to other drivers, and if necessary, pull over and calm down before continuing to drive. As the driver, you must be alert and ready to respond to anything that develops around you. But even if you are doing everything you possibly can to drive safely, accidents may still happen. In the event of an accident, your first responsibility is ensuring the safety and well-being of the people in your vehicle. After you have attended to their needs, ensure you do the following. If you have not already called the police, do so now. Get the driver's name, address, license number, and insurance information. Record any damage to the vehicles involved. Take pictures if possible. If there were witnesses to the accident, get their contact information as well. Keep any documentation that the responding officer gives you. As soon as possible, notify your supervisor regarding the situation and follow your agency's policies for reporting the accident. By following the safe driving principles we have discussed, you will be less likely to have an accident. Driver distractions reduce your awareness to your driving environment, your decision-making processes, and your driving performance. Being a safe driver is no accident. It takes planning and practice. Think about your driving habits. Do they demonstrate safety and caution, or do you have room to improve? Next time you get behind the wheel, think about how you are driving and adjust your habits to ensure your safety, your passengers' safety, and the safety of everyone you may encounter along the way.